Welcome, my dear friends. Morpheus in the house again, delivering a little bit of positivity and financial independence with a bit of the red pill, showing you how the system works. Today, we're going to be looking more at technical analysis because, I've mentioned this already. If you want to, you can take a look back at previous videos, but I mentioned that this week there's not really a lot of fundamental reasons to look at the market. There will be something on Friday, the unemployment claim kind of statistics with the Canadian economy or Canadian government is going to be releasing that statistic. Chats are open as seen right now by my boy Henry and my boy Donald. These guys are actually all over the world and super happy to see that they're able to give me a little bit of their time. We do talk a lot in Telegram channel, and this is something that I encourage you to do as well. To ask questions here live, or go to our Telegram channel and ask any kind of questions you want. You want to work from anywhere in the world? This is something that can help you do that. You want to make money on vacation? You're able to do that. Imagine, right? Usually come back from vacation, you're like, oh, shoot, man, I spent so much money. Not here, right? If we actually are aware of how to do certain technical analysis, pocket option means pocket in your pocket on the go. You can do it anywhere in the world. And I do encourage you to test all of the things that we discuss. And so, today we're not taking advantage of any kind of Forex calendar because any macro statistics, because, well, there isn't any. Right, we got Canadian IV PMI, which I highly doubt that this is going to move the market. This is going to happen a little bit closer towards the end of our stream today. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of technical analysis with a bit of focus on another indicator. This beautiful thing right here, the ZigZag indicator. You know what? And as I mentioned, to make sure that these streams are interesting enough, we're going to be doing a little bit of trading, giving it a little bit more, how should I say, a little bit more relevance, right? A little bit more weight to this particular indicator, um, but it's not something that, everybody will enjoy. Right, majority of indicators that we see most people when they think of Forex, right, they're not really thinking about binary options. They're thinking about actual instrument Forex, right, where the moves or the positions that you open are usually for a bit longer time period, right? You want to establish a particular trend, and certain patterns that would, you calculate the size of the movement, not just the direction like in binaries. So in binaries it's significantly easier, but it is something that we need to be aware that these instruments, they pay out differently because there's no profit cap on Forex, whereas in binary options, you are limited to a particular amount, but in binary options, all it needs to be in your favor is by a pipette, right? We got 4 digits after the decimal, that's the pip. The fifth digit is a pipette. And when we actually look at this, we actually need to understand that this is $85.24 and a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny. So it needs to be in your favor. You say that by the end of this expiration, if it's by at least a pipette, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a cent in your favor, you get 92%, right, it's actually right there, right, 92% of your investment, which is really cool. In Forex, that really wouldn't give you anything. However, in Forex, every pip, right, then like euro dollar is worth almost 10, if not, depending on the exchange rate, it's almost $10. Right, so if you got 40 pip movement like we would expect something like CPI statistic, you would get $400. Whereas in binary options, you would need to invest, right, like $500, and in that regard, to make that amount of money. Whereas with Forex, it's a little bit different. Anyways, the reason why I'm saying all of this is that ZigZag indicator actually is really great about finding patterns. right? So what we're able to do, and I know that there is even, gosh, I mean, how do I say it? There's even like a mouse pad mat that has all of these patterns printed on there. And the idea is that you're able to spot a pattern that would usually lead to a particular consequence, right? A particular result. So let's see if today we're going to be able to spot, like some of these, right? Let's see if we can spot some of these. All right, we have, though I did, actually, I would say that I find cup and handle a little bit differently. I really wouldn't see it like this. Usually it's like down, 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 sideways, and then up, 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 a little bit down, and then, anyways, it establishes a particular level of resistance that when it's broken, it usually will go upwards. And also, look, we got inverse head and shoulders, whereas regular head and shoulders is a bearish potential, where inverse head and shoulders is a bullish one. And this one is, or we could say there's also like double tops, double bottoms, but we're going to see if we can like spot some of these things with you today. Chats are open. If anybody's got any questions about this, about, I don't know, cars, girls, I'm your guy. Just, start asking. I would love for this to be a dialogue instead of a monologue. And anyway, so let's kind of take a look and see. So ZigZag is kind of like calculates the highest highs, the lowest lows, while filtering out a little bit of the noise. Right, so well, for example, if we take a look here, right, this was definitely the lowest low, and it's here, here, and then here, and at this point it started to go up. Actually, some people believe that if you spot a trend, and there is a bit of a reversal, right, you should open on the second candle for a sell. But once again, this indicator often enough is used for long-term positioning taking, right? So this is kind of like something that's got like maybe we could tip a hat off to Forex, where there's no expiration, where there's no cap on the profit, nor is there a cap on the loss. That's why you have to take profit and stop losses while you calculate the potential moves. All right, so we're going to be, all right, so this is kind of like, you could use it almost like a support and resistance levels, right? But we can take a look in the back and see, we could almost, right, kind of like a high point and highest and a little bit lower, but this is not really the head and shoulder. We could look for double tops, double bottoms, but let's kind of take a look together. What I did is I took every highest paid OTC, because it's a technical analysis, right? We could maybe throw in GBP, JPY, but let's take a look to see if we can find certain patterns, right? Head and shoulders, for a bullish one, it has to be an uptrend that reaches a particular point, peak, comes back down, gets a higher peak, comes back down, gets another lower peak, and then when it comes down to this point, this is where we usually have a bearish movement, a continuation. So this is where you could do this a little bit of hunting down, or, well, let's kind of take a look, see if we got something more recent as an example. But I would love for this to happen as as we're trading, as we're going along. Alright, got nothing there. Euro NZD, we got maybe kind of like a triple top over here, which would be, if we could put a neckline over here, but not really. Alright, so we do have, perhaps, wait a second, there's one, there's two, there's three. Okay, alright, wait a second, hold on. Here we go, we might be onto something. Alright, let's make sure that we put this neckline right here. Alright, so it's been going down, right? There we go. We created a lowest low. It came back. We created a higher lowest low. Came back. We got another, well, you see, it's, kind of looks like inverse head and shoulder pattern, though it's not symmetrical. Inverse head and shoulder pattern right there. So the idea is that we could be looking at an upward move though it needs to break this particular level right here. All right, so this is what's called the neckline right here, right? So one, touch a two, touch three, and then, kind of is sawing this level, but we should be looking at an upward potential. Remember, I always get, I keep saying this, that these are like rules, and let's, what, this time I'm probably going to go for a timer. And if truth be told, I'm probably going to go for a smaller position. All right, so 60 seconds. See, the candle's going to be closed in 20 seconds, though in 55, perhaps, almost 55, I'm going to, um, the expiration is going to be here. So the reason why I'm going small amount, as I kept saying, that I usually trade a little bit differently, and this is why these videos, they're not really, trying to to make you do what I do. I trade in very specific fashion, and not very often do I use. This is also something that could help you set support and resistance levels. Some people actually use many indicators, including envelopes. Right, and in the envelopes, uh, they will widen the divination of. Man, this one's actually going to have to be wide. There we go. About this, right? And so they are able to kind of also understand when these are like in divination. We're going to talk about this again later at some point in next week, perhaps. But these are like flowing support and resistance levels. If it breaches it, right, then it should continue to breach. But if it bounces back, right, it should continue to bounce back with the moving average somewhere in the middle. So, anyways, there's many ways to kind of use some of these indicators together, right? So, what we discuss how they work, and then you can maybe see if you have some sort of affinity, certain liking to a particular indicator, if it fits your schedule, your kind of goals, your statistics. Obviously, you should test this. But yeah, so we kind of have this like an inverse head and shoulders pattern, though it seems like it is sawing at this level. Let's see if we can. There it is. 1, 2, 3, and it's still kind of here with a 3 minute. It's a little bit differently. It looks a little bit different, but nevertheless, let's see. Wait, did we win this one? Yeah, we did, right? Maybe not by a lot because we did expect a bit of, bigger movement. But what I do like about ZigZag is that it does give you these potential points of interest for support and resistance levels. All right, so it filters out a little bit of the noise. This is why we are able to see that it went here, kind of came back down, but then it established a newer high, right, and then came back down, came almost to this level and started to reverse. So it filters out a little bit of the noise, which, I guess that, I could appreciate that, and I do like that as well. All right, so let's keep hunting for. Oh, we got a really long trend. Really? Okay, so wait a second. From like 2:30 in the afternoon, this sucker was going down. Euro CHF was going down until it reached, kind of this peak right here. 7. Not wow. Actually, wait a second. We got some serious pip movement, right? 49. Right, so 49. This would make it into an 80, and actually, wow, 100 and like 60. 173 pip movement right here. Whoosh. Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. That's pretty good. All right, so we still got a kind of a bearish momentum. I guess there was a sell signal right here from MACD. SHAF is still kind of is not really committed to a downward move, but we are able to see that we got a potential. There we go. A potential resistance level, right? So it is going down. So we got maybe kind of like it's not very aggressive, which makes me think that I would want to wait a little bit more. See, these kind of bars, not really something that points towards a decisive move, right? By the bulls or the bears. So let's take a look if we got anything else. Right? See, we got this like really good resistance level over here, right? So if we are able to say that, oh my God, look, we got a very nice, 1, almost 2, 3 point contact, right? We could probably draw something similar probably draw something similar across the bottoms of this. There we go. See, so we got a negative trend that establishes lower highs and lower lows as well. So right now we are looking at a bullish move, but until when, right? So we got a resistance level. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it for another. I should have taken it a little bit sooner because look, we have within this bearish move. Right, we have this relatively decent resistance level. Boom, 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 and it looks like it's been just broken. And so in 42 seconds, right, so this is where the timer versus the end of candle might play a good role. We got a buy signal from MACD. We got a buy signal from SHAP. Let's turn on some of our favorites here, right? The early signals, parabolic, and maybe super trend. All right, so super trend is going sideways. It's flat. We got parabolic that just switched to the bottom, and makes me think that I'm going to go with a bit bigger position on the next. And I'm probably going to buy. I should have bought a little bit sooner. Anyways, but there we go. We do have a buy signal across the few leading indicators and the lagging indicator as well. So I lost $2. I'm about to win 3. Because I still believe it's going to go up. If that's not going to be the case, we're still going to buy. And I'm going to open it here. What the hell? All right, 750, which is our third step martingale with a 1.5 multiplier. And once again, my dear friends, I can almost feel somebody saying, "Oh God, what are you playing with chump change?" It is something that I believe. Well, is mentioned already, right? As I said, it's not something that I usually use a lot, and so today we're giving a little bit more preference to the ZigZag, kind of just to get an idea, really, what we can, what we can expect from from these kind of indicators. Because once again, ZigZag it's a wonderful thing to kind of set up support and resistance levels. And then that gives us also a certain information how the market is reacting. All right, so we won a little bit of money already today. We've been streaming for 18 minutes, and in 18 minutes well, I didn't win a lot, right? So it's like $10, right? So 1, 7 is like 8, and here we got like a little bit difference between these two. So we won $10 in like 18 minutes. And as I mentioned, this is just because there's not really a lot that's going on right now in terms of Forex Factory that would gain attention of hundreds, if not thousands, or hundreds of thousands of people to go and buy something. Technical analysis, which is usually better to do in the OTC, is not something that always follows the rules. All right, so we do have a bullish trend, right? Bullish move right now. So we've kind of exhausted this resistance level. Now we're looking at this resistance level, by the way, because it is something that I think would be a point of retracement, right? So it did so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th time it's coming about, and if it breaks through, chances are it's going to continue to break through, but something tells me that I'm of different opinion. All right, so wait a second, let's draw another, because I'm looking at a slightly different support level right here. All right, for a 2-point contact, right? So this one is not yet established, and you know what? Maybe we should. Maybe we could take a position here. Though, as I mentioned, I really do believe that it's going to be retracing now. So opening a buy position right now would be kind of premature, in my opinion. All right, let's see what this does. All right, so we could actually go to the end of candle approach again. All right, and Alright, we could start with like $2, but as I mentioned, yeah, I do believe that it's going to retrace. So that's exactly what it's doing right now. There we go. We got a red bar from MACD. And if we take a look at maybe slightly bigger time frame, yeah, we still see 1, 2, 3 point contact, and it's got kind of like a touch and a retracement. So it doesn't remove what we've, right, it doesn't take away from what we discussed, but it does look like it could still be bullish. You know what, maybe it is actually still a good time to enter for 1 minute, upwards. All right, let's follow through with this. Let's go with this upwards. Just to see, what's going on, because on the 3 minute, it does look like it should be going higher. Yeah, now we got the expiration and the end of candle in the same boat. So on 1 minute candle, it does look like it's got, potential to go back down a little bit. But that's why we're going to move to the next minute. And with a 3 minute, this is actually, remember we did do a video on this. With the 3 minute, we still got a potential, based on shaft, based on MACD. It does look like it's got potential to break through this level and go up a little bit higher. So, but with 1 minute candles, it could be straddling that point a little bit right now. So, I do believe it's going to go higher, but it could go down, it could go lower before it goes higher, which, kind of sounds like, thanks, Captain Obvious. Right? So, I'm still going to be buying. Alright, let's see if this is going to go anywhere. I see MACD is rounding out, actually saying that it should be going lower, but something tells me that that could also reach a reverse as well. So we're gonna wait. I'm actually gonna bounce a little bit back and forth between the 3 minute ones right here, and we'll see. So it did cross the zero line. It did cross the MACD and signal line. Shaft is retracing, but we got no lagging indicators on the board to show us that it's still a good idea. So I'm going to go for a little bit bigger position. Yeah, no, not 5. Let's go for, 1.5 multiplier, right? So $3 then to 750. And, I kind of want to already open the position right now, actually, truth be told. You know what? Next minute. Alright, let's go higher. I still believe it should be going higher. So with regards to the zigzag, right? It says find a trend, right? And on the second candle after the pullback, you could open a position. So in this case, on this candle right here, we could have actually, opened a sell position. And look at that. There we go. We got a 1 minute. We got a 1 minute. Signals that are coming through that there might be a continuation. So we didn't have a breakout. Right, we could adjust it. There it is right here. We're just going to extend it a bit more, and we're going to see maybe if we got continuation in 10 seconds. All right, let's go to this. $3 I'm going to lose. Let's go to 750, and we'll see right now if we actually, we got looking kind of like a really strong possibility for it to go down lower. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Next position from A750 will be 18. What is it? 1875. Which probably means I'm gonna stop at this position. I'm not gonna push it any further after the fourth step. Right, so we got parabolic that switched to the top. We got shaft that's rounding. We got MACD almost crossing. So we took a chance a little bit fast, right? We took it a little bit soon, but as I mentioned, I do believe that it's got potential to go. Oh no, I clicked. Damn it. All right, so maybe actually we'll take a fifth step as well, but actually something tells me that I'm probably not going to do that though. So however this plays out, I'm gonna stick with this. Right, I opened it a little bit too soon. Kind of made me, once again, I don't know, maybe subconsciously I clicked on this a bit faster than I should have. All right, so we've made some money again, right? We made 1750. or 1725 and 690. So 40, so essentially 50. We got $60 in profit right now. $60 in profit. And once again, anybody who's joining the stream right now, if you guys are taking a look, this is still trading very, very cautiously, right? Trading very, I wouldn't want to say the word safe, but I'm not opening my balance, right, to any unrealistic risk, if you could say that, right? So everything about investing is about risking, but there's calculation, there's calculated risk. Anyway, so we got a sell signal. I would say that I would actually still want to continue to ride this a little bit, though I should have done that a little bit sooner. All right, so we're going to go for 3 on the next candle. Right, we got to sell. We got to sell. We got to sell. Everything's kind of saying sell. Shop is still, wait, did I open? I didn't open. Son of a gun. Was it on this one? There we go. I thought I opened. Or wait a second, I opened and I lost $2, didn't I? Yeah, I lost it as well. I opened a little bit too quickly, right? Okay, wait. So what do we got here? All right, market is telling us something, but what is it telling us? All right, so next one is 750. And if I would want to, I could actually open it in 25 seconds until the end of this, but I would much rather wait. I still believe it should be going down, but it's better not to rush. All right, there we go. Money management. This is probably the toughest thing about trading, is not to do impulsive decisions, right? Man, I really want to, right? See, right there already, expiration is not the same. So I am losing. I'm still going to go downward. I'm still thinking that it should be going down based on shaft, right? Not because of intuition or some other nonsense. We got super trend saying down. We got parabolic saying down. We got the downtrend overall, so trend is my friend. And so I'm going to kind of play it out. Let's see what's going on. Again, chats are open, my friends. Let's make sure that I'm not like dying of boredom here speaking to myself. I want to speak to some of you guys. Your thoughts about side income, what kind of risk you're willing to look at. Maybe a certain things that you've heard about binary options or forex or futures, things like that, or stocks. I've been doing this since I was 16. I had a wonderful economics teacher, Mr. King, in 11th grade in America that taught me, that kind of maybe, I don't know, ignited the passion about making money work for me instead of me for the money. He was a great guy, man. He was like at like 60 something. He wanted to buy Honda S2000, and I thought that was so cool to hear that. He was a small man with glasses. He was great. Anyways, all right. So right now I'm seeing this particular kind of situation with MACD, not something that I'm particularly fond of. Shaft kind of did its thing. It showed us that it's a sell. This candle was red. We were in the money. There we go. We won. So we go back to our kind of maybe a small, but slow, small and steady positioning. Now we do have this kind of like a second point contact. We got 1, we got 2. Second point contact. It is still going within a negative trend, right? We're establishing lower lows with regards to lower highs, right? So this is something that we're kind of riding this train. I'm waiting, if truth be told, I'm waiting for the resistance level to be breached, right? But it's been going up for such a long time. Actually, yeah, wait a second. If we take a look, right, the highest point was about here since when? Since the 7th. What the, I don't even know what day it is today. That's why I love trading. All right, since yesterday around 6 or 7 p.m., right, 7 p.m., this was the highest point. Let's put it up here so that we see where it is. All right, that's the highest point. All right, the lowest point since then was, kind of looks like it should be around here. All right, so there we go. And if we look at even like 5-minute candles, where is that line, right? It's up there. All right, so let's take a look maybe at 10 minutes. There we go. Let's zoom out. Okay, so it does have quite a lot to go, right? Actually, wait, we did do a bit technical analysis yesterday around here. So there was an adjustment to the, closer to the real price from Pocket, and there it is. There's our support level as well. So now we see that it's somewhere in the middle of this channel, and if it breaks up, it does have potential to go up to the highest point, but it also has the potential to go to the lowest point. We also can maybe establish, we almost run out of, there we go, let's use the one that we used yesterday. There we go. If this goes up a little bit right now, we do have potential to see a continuation of this upward movement. 1, 2, 3, third point contact. So if it goes down, but this, once again, this is already 10-minute candles. So this is something that we're doing like really long-term trading analysis here. We are able to see, let's maybe remove another one right here. All right, there. We could see a kind of also a position here. So there's a pinching factor kind of going on, right? All right, so we got across this stop from about 11:30, right, 11:23 right there. It's been going down, establishing new lower lows, and for much longer, right? We're talking about way longer. From support, we're talking about from early in the morning, right, 2 o'clock in the morning today. This has been establishing new higher highs. So this long-term uptrend is meeting a shorter term, well, respectively, relatively speaking, downward trend. So there was a bit of an acceleration over here, that we've got with our green support and resistance levels, and this is why I'm actually believing that very soon, the ZigZag is going to show this point of retracement is going to go upwards. A higher likelihood of that happening. All right, so what do we got? We've been trading for half an hour. How much money did we make today in half an hour? All right, so as I mentioned, we made like $10 over here. 5, 12, 12 plus, you will say 7, plus minus, right, 20, and 20 plus, I don't know, wait a second, I thought that we made more money, right? So there we go, 30, 20, 20, 30, all right, whatever, around $40, right? So half an hour, let's say $30 we're in profit, we're doing all right. So 10-minute trades, as I mentioned, with ZigZag. Not really seeing any kind of patterns, and this I really wish that we could see. A couple of videos ago, I did show a wonderful, like damn near perfect head and shoulder pattern. And as I mentioned, right, let's take a look, right? So we got bullish rectangle where the asset has been going up, but reaches a 2-point contact for support and resistance before continuing to go upwards. Right, something that tells me right here, boom, we got 1, we got 2, and it broke, right? So watch this with a 10-minute period, right? And here we are able to, there we go, highlight this point. It's never like exact science. Let's make this a different color and a little bit more poppin'. There we go. And let's copy this. There we go. So this is this is the pattern that we were noticing right here. Patterns in Forex, right? Bullish rectangle. So it's been going up. It reaches a particular point. It retraces. It bounces here twice. So twice here on the third one. It breaks twice here. When we take a look, there it is. Been going up. 1, 2, and on the third one it breaks. And when it breaks, essentially you are able to maybe confirm it with other indicators like these two beautiful baby right here. We got, shaft showing that it's good. We got MACD showing that it's good. We got buy signal from super trend. We got buy signal from fractal. We got buy signal from parabolic. I mean, this is what we live for, right? Essentially right here. Right around this candle right here, we got all of these signals, saying that, go. But once again, remember, this is a 10-minute freaking candle, right? So let's take a look. I would probably have started to enter right here at, essentially at this candle. This candle is 1328, all right, 1328. So let's go back in time a little bit to 1328. Oh, past it. There we go. Somewhere here, right? There it is, 1328. All right, so let's see. We got this kind of like so ZigZag is also showing this. We got a relatively good support level going on here. Man, we got this like this is good. I mean, I think wait, I think that it doesn't get any better. 1 second. Let's make this visible. All right here, and let's make it a 3-pointer. There we go. All right, so at 1328. So where was it? Somewhere here, right? I would, would look for a shorter term, but let's say I would start buying here, right, till the end of, or there we go, perfect, right there, here, till the end of the candle. So we got one, there was a retracement. Next one, second step martingale in the money, third step in the money, so boom, boom, boom in the money, second step in the money. So see, this is where I would be, kind of not a big fan of this because we got conflicting signals with regards to Schaff saying buy, even MACD is crossing over here saying buy, Fractal says sell, right? And there was 3 red candles, and the 4th green one is like, God, there's like differences of 1 pipette or something, right? So ridiculous, I don't know. This would have been like 4 steps martingale that I think that I would have tried to avoid. This is this situation right here, but I understand that there's generally an upward movement, right? So buying, there's a lot more green candles and there's a lot bigger green candles than there is red, all right? So this is something that maybe also something that we need to keep an eye out. But we saw with a 10-minute, right? This is where I keep saying that bigger time intervals usually mean less market noise. All right, so we've made a little bit of money already today, but it's all about spotting a trend and taking advantage of a bounce back within the trend, right? Or pull, kind of support and resistance levels, other indicators confirming. So trading part is not really difficult. The difficult part is actually keeping, to your money management. All right, so let's see if we can spot other trends as well, right, or patterns. All right, so let's see, let's go symmetrical triangle, right? Also an upward movement. We got a 2-point contact going down, kind of multiple point contact going up. Wait a second, we just saw this, right? We just saw this with, was it Euro, Ruble, there it is, right? So this is overall, right, with a 10-minute time frame. It is possibly, actually, I'm probably stretching the truth a little bit here, right? Because we're looking at a very, very long-term upward movement. Okay, nope, not here. Right, hold on, let's see. All right, so symmetrical triangle. Let's see if we can spot it with like 5-minute candles. So upward movement until it touches twice a particular descent versus something that you would be able to kind of put a longer support level, and again, there should be a bullish momentum. Well, could we do it here? Is this 5 minutes? Yeah, it's 5-minute, right? So we got an upward movement. So there we go, upward movement. It came down, it went up, it came down, and on the 3rd one, it broke through. All right, so I'm gonna play around a little bit here. Wait, let's do this one better yet. We got 13, there it is. All right, so let's change this color right here. Look, we got like a relatively decent, decent example here. All right, 3rd point contact, there it is. All right, so what we've established, there it is. So this is, once again, right, we got symmetrical triangle. It's a bullish pattern. Once again, the movement has to be going up, right, a long-term trend before bouncing back several times, a 2-point contact on the resistance. On the 3rd one, it breaks through, right? So it's been going up for a while. There we go, 1, it came back down, 2, and on the 3rd one, it broke through. All right, so looking for other confirming signals. We got, in this case, we got only fractal, but was on top of, not on top, actually on top of this situation, but it was on the bottom saying buy signal. Didn't really see it anywhere else though. See, this would have been like a good point at the end of this candle to open one here, but with regards to shaft, it gave an indicator on this candle as well that it should be a good idea to open a buy position, and the buy position wasn't very big, wasn't very long. So I don't know, make your own, kind of call on this. As I mentioned, not really a guarantee that everybody follows these rules. But let's see if we can find certain downward. All right, so symmetrical triangle, though, see symmetrical triangle after an upward move, but we got one for a downward move as well. All right, inverted flag. All right, so yes, there are flags, there are pennants. You know what, wait a second. I want to find, there we go, ascending triangle. Ascending triangle is something that I used to find lots and lots of this. All right, let's remove all of the, let's remove all of this. So during a move, during an upward trend, there tends to be, remember as I keep saying that there should be a retracement. So if there is an aggressive trend, it could stop at one point, retrace, go up to the same level, retrace a little bit less, go up to the same level, retrace a little bit less, and, create this like resistance, horizontal resistance level. And after it breaks, it usually has potential to go, much, much further. All right, so let's see. All right, these are 5 minutes. Let's see if we can find it with 1 minute. All right, so once again, we're looking at, we're looking at GBP, JPY, OTC with 1 minute. All right, we need to find kind of like an, or we could actually go inverse. Descending triangle, you could say like that. Not really. Can't really. They're not really spotting it right now. No horizontal. Alright, if you guys click on the pocket option link below, remember you got a demo account. You actually got tournaments, free tournament participations on a daily basis, which means that you're able to put money in your pocket without ever risking your own money, your own moolah. So on a monthly basis, if you win like 10 times, even at the third spot, you're actually looking at like $500 worth of money in your pocket. We do have kind of like, not perfect, but we do have an upward trend that reached a peak, came back down, reached a higher peak, came back down, reached a peak, there it is. So there's your head and shoulder pattern, and this is your neckline right here. And you know what, I did find this, wait, vertical line, not vertical. I did find this particular interesting, I wouldn't say like weird coincidence, but it does do this quite often. Up, right? It breaks the neckline for a little bit, comes back up towards the neckline, or even surpasses it a little bit before going down even further. So I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Alright, there we go. There's a message from my kindergarten about my kid in the programming school. My 4-year-old programming. Though, actually, I shouldn't be surprised. She's probably going to be good at it. Alright, so upward movement. There it is. 1, 2, 3. There's the head and shoulders pattern. There was a breach when it closes, when the candle closes below the breach. That's usually kind of like a sell signal, right? We actually do have a sell signal from MACD right here, and from shaft, and from parabolic, but we can see that there was a 3 minutes worth of retracement before it kind of shot forth a little bit more aggressively. Alright, so I'm still trying to, we could also say triple top after upward movement 1. Usually they're a little bit closer than this. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3. There's a neckline right here. And once it breaches it, right, we got sell signals right. So one more time, watch this. There is another pattern, double top or triple top. And if we make this pop a little bit more, 1 second, there we go. Let's make it, white. There it is. All right, so what we see is during an upward movement, there was a one peak, there's a second, there's the third. As I mentioned, this is not really ideal. It would be more ideal if they were all kind of like around here at least. But when it's coming towards this, right about on this candle right here, look, we have multiple sell signals. We got from parabolic, we got, MACD, we got shaft, and it's breaching this level. We got super trend on this candle right here, saying that it should be going downward as well. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of consequences here. I'm still trying to find a rising where is it? There, ascending triangle, rising triangle, ascending triangle, and after an upward movement, I could kind of almost see it here, but that's not really the case. This would almost be like that rectangle pattern as well, right? Bullish rectangle, right? You see it, right? There's one, there's two, and on the third one, it breached and it continued, right? So there it is. So if we duplicate it, right? Patterns work. This is essentially the point I'm trying to make right now, right? So it breached, there one, there's two, and on the third one, when it came here, there was a buy signal. But here's the thing, right? We see that it came third time, and it kind of went back under, right? So where should you have started buying? Technically, we got a buy signal from parabolic on here. We got a buy signal here on shaft and MACD, but it's like barely visible. I don't know. So this is where, once again, a rectangle, bullish rectangle that we could have taken advantage of. All right, not seeing any pattern. Wait, okay, so downward, 1, 2, 3. All right, we got a inverse head and shoulder pattern right there. And this is another, see, so once again, this is exactly what I was talking about. Let's pop it a little bit more. There it is. So we got a negative trend, right? It creates this particular point, retraces, creates a point, retraces to the same. This establishes a neckline, and somewhere here, see, we actually got this as a point. So it started to break right there. So a buy signal, right? We got a buy signal from MACD. We got a buy signal. What else we got? We have a buy signal. We got a buy signal from parabolic right on this candle right here. So it, this is where it could have prompted lots of people to buy, but because it is OTC and a smaller group of people, not, millions and hundreds of millions are, buying, selling this, these guys in pocket auction decided that this should be a sell. But it did kind of retrace and again, went, upwards. So a reverse head and shoulder pattern. I still want to find a good ascending triangle. It's almost here. There it is, right? So there was a retracement, came back up. There, I don't know. No, not really. Hold on. See if we can spot a good one. I used to see, this is actually the first pattern that I realized that I really, really enjoyed trading, the ascending triangle. So I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm not seeing this as much. I mean, I'm kind of stretching the truth here. So came back, retraced, kind of came back, retraced, and but there wasn't. Well, let's see if I can maybe finagle kind of an idea of what this should look like. There we go. 3, copy. Alright, so during an upward move, it should look something like this, right? So there we go. It's an upward move. There is a bit of a retracement. Comes back to it. It retraces a bit more. Comes back to it. Retraces. So there's a 3-point contact here. 3-point contact here. And once it breaks, chances are it's going to break. And this is actually the beautiful thing. The patterns in Forex, they can even give you a clue of how big the movement could be, and it's usually the widest part of the triangle. So once it breaks, you're able to say, hey, well, it's probably going to be up to this point right here. But this isn't ideal. This is why I'm kind of just stretching the truth a little bit here. But, still want you guys to be aware of that. All right, let's see what we got, like, with maybe the real market. All right, no patterns that I can see. Yeah, no, not really, nothing here. Let's see, between highs and highs, lower lows. Alright, we do have a relatively decent resistance level right here. See, but that's including the market noise. That's why this zigzag did not initiate a reversal here in continuation. So, something to keep in mind. No head and shoulders, no double tops. Alright, so that's euro-dollar. Nope, not really seeing anything so far. Alright, anyways, you guys, let's kind of start to wrap this up. Not I'm really hoping that some of you will leave comments. And let's discuss actually, your favorite indicator if you got one, or anything else that might be related to this particular topic of making money work for you. Alright, so you guys, you and I, we've made, we've traded a little bit. We're in profit as a side income, a little bit of, per hour that adds up towards the end of the month into something beautiful, into something nice. There's a double top, boom, boom, and, it's a bearish signal. We just missed this one, so yeah, would have been a good sell point right here. Alright, we got multiple confirmations. We got parabolic, we got MACD, we got first shaft. Fractal on this candle a little bit sooner. We was saying that it's time to sell, and there's the neckline right here. Alright, so a lot more red than green. This is a good example of, I see it immediately, right? Boom, so double top. So take a look, Forex patterns, Forex, something like that. You can type into your, local Google, or actually whatever browser that you use. And see if you can, there's another double top, boom, boom, and once it crosses the neckline, there tends to be a negative move. Alright. But this is all historic speaking. I guess this is something that, this is why I love live trading with you guys. There's another head and shoulders pattern. 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's the neckline. Let's see if we can, it's not perfectly symmetrical, but nevertheless. Alright, right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and once it breaks through, there's a sell signal. Where's the sell signal? We've got one here. This not really ideal situation with regards to confirming signals, but there it is. There's 1, 2, 3, and a break. So actually, I showed you quite a few head and shoulder patterns today, and this is where ZigZag has a bit of an upper hand in presenting this to you guys, to show you this. So can't see it, chef, anything. All right, so we got 1, 2, potentially it could go further down if it reaches somewhere here and then bounces away. This once again is a definitely good point of interest. We got a support level here, but we also got a resistance level here. And not, excluding ZigZag, we see that it bounced off this level several times. So if it's going to be going down, we got a sell signal here, and certainly look, we got with regards to MACD, with regards to shaft, with regards to parabolic, super trend went and confirmed it somewhere on this candle. So I do believe that it's got potential to go down further, but we do got green bars, so this is something that I would wait a little bit more. But there could be even asymmetrical head and shoulders pattern. So we got one here, highest point, and there's another one, right, another shoulder, right? But we would have to see really what ZigZag would show. So, alright, my dear friends, again, you and I made some money today, not big, but that's okay, because once again, we are going to take a little bit bigger positions with macro statistics where we can actually open for a couple of $100. And at the end of the month, without risking, because investor, I am an investor. I'm not a, I don't really like the word trader because it usually means that traders are focused on profit more so than keeping their capital safe. So I'm an investor. I take calculated risk. When I'm showing you guys signals from different indicators or how to work with them, yeah, that way maybe it's something that I'm not usually, something that I usually do. Myself personally, yeah, I'm going to take positions a bit smaller. But stay tuned. I mean, you can take a look at previous videos. We got 100% success rate with all of the macro statistics that I've done with you guys through the month of June, and all of the, well, we did do only the NFP this month. Even though my internet bonked out right after the NFP, you are able to see the videos in the channel, right? So leave a comment pertaining to the subject, or if there's anything else that you might be curious about. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Wait a second, with what kind of indicator? Tomorrow we're going to be discussing, let's see, ADX. One of my favorites. Actually, when I was just starting out, ADX was definitely part of my indicators that I kept up there all the time. It's a trending indicator. It shows you when the trend is strong and that you should continue to kind of like ride the wave, right? So till the end of the minute tomorrow, I think we're going to do a lot more. Tomorrow we're going to do a lot more trading, a lot more, maybe smaller positions still, but we're going to be doing a bit more volume. All right, my dear friends, thank